My biggest fear? Simply that I won't overcome my fear of failing as an artist, husband, father.
My fear is getting in the way of my own happiness.
2.5 years ago, my wife and I got
My failure to achieve my greatest goals.
My biggest fear is that I'll invest years into my dream career and I'll never.
I wake up every day a little afraid it's all going to crash.
My failure fear is that I won't grow.
My biggest fear is not living up to my potential or living the
My biggest fear is losing sight of who I am and who I
And
want
my
to be.
greatest fear is failure.
Jeremy called me about a week before we left and said that he would be driving from Nashville to LA to move his family to LA. Family would be flying, but he was going to be driving, and had this idea to invite some friends to come along, turn it into a photo shoot, and maybe more than anything to live a good story and to attach some purpose to it. And asked if we would want to be involved to write Love on Our Arms myself. And we had been cooking up this Fears vs. Dreams campaign. Fears vs. Dreams is rooted in two questions. The first, what's your biggest fear? The second, what's your greatest dream? And the idea that our fears and dreams, we might think of them as two ends of the spectrum, but maybe more often than not, those things are connected and intertwined and play a big part in the center of who we are and maybe the core of our stories. I think there's this idea that it's hard to talk to people, and it's hard to talk to people you don't know, and we live really separate lives. I think for a lot of us, we even feel a little bit separate from our friends, and this week was amazing because we were out here asking these two questions. It was this really easy way to connect with people and to engage people and also to talk about things that really matter and really matter. You're inviting someone to tell a bit of their story, and in a way you're almost asking, who are you? And so I think what people are holding up on these cards, or even what people are tweeting, it's brief and it's concise, but you're kind of asking, who are you? And what do you wish was different? What are you afraid of? And what are you living for? Like, what makes you come alive? What do you hope the future looks like? And that was something that was amazing to me along the way, that we could talk to strangers everywhere we went. We talked to people at gas stations and Starbucks and people from other countries at the Grand Canyon, and people were excited to share those things because I think we want to be known and we want to be significant, and we want to connect with other people.
My biggest fear is that I'll die before I fall in love.
My biggest fear is having this illness control the rest of my life.
My biggest fear is that I'm never going to reach my potential.
That I'll be stuck doing what I'm doing forever.
Fear is failure. Fear is failing.
My fear is that he won't come back from deployment.
Fear is to be unwanted.
That insecurities will distract me from where I want to be.
It's the world that our next generations have to face.
There's so many people that feel alone, and there's so many people who feel like their story doesn't matter. And there was a guy we met at a gas station in Texas, and he was staying at the hotel across the street and just heard the music and came to see what was going on, and we ended up spending an hour with the guy and just got to know this guy and a little bit of his story and his fears of living in a small town and being insignificant. And to me that was a highlight, just the privilege of getting to meet this guy and to talk to this guy and maybe even to encourage him.
Your fears? My fear is being nobody, not being known to this world. My dream is getting my music out there to where people can hear it, being a professional singer. I wish I could even be in a spot to where somebody would listen to my music and, get me there, but I'm happy with what I am right now. Some broke redneck working to make a living, playing guitar. I would probably give the shirt off my back to make one shot my entire life to be a singer, and I would probably give everything I have to my family.
The Grand Canyon was incredible. Obviously, visually, the Grand Canyon's amazing, but we met people from all over the world. We met a group from China, we met people from Germany and South Africa, and so the diversity was so cool.
And we sing, between the loving father and the son.
My fear is my experiment doesn't work. That's very bad. I waste a lot of time. And my dream is there is no pressure every day. I can live without stress.
And you can come to Grand Canyon every day.
Yes, I can come here every day.
And here my biggest fear is that I'm going to meet my advisor tomorrow. And my biggest dreams are, the first one is to have a happy and simple life in the future. And the second one is that I can eat Sichuan spicy noodle every day. Yeah, these two. Okay, that's all.
That is amazing! Oh my God. I love you!
Thank you.
And I think the heart of Fears and Dreams is just, it's people, and it's the idea that we're all human, and just that everyone's living a story, but nobody should go alone. Like, nobody should be the only character in their story.
My biggest dream is to travel the world and to be a writer.
Improving the world through my photos.
I want to tell other people's stories.
To use my poetry, spoken word, and my art form to heal and to inspire people around the world.
It's to use my talents to help people professionally.
It's to help people. My dream is to be a father.
My dream is to fly a plane.
To help teenage girls with insecurities.
My dream is to marry the love of my life.
It's funny, people have asked me a lot of questions like, hey, what is this thing? Where is it going to go? And it's been amazing just to see people respond and to kind of watch it evolve. At first it was happening under tents on the road at music festivals, and then we saw it start to happen online, especially on Twitter, with people tweeting their responses. And then over the last few days we've been able to kind of do this in person, just to engage people on the road, and for Jeremy to take these portraits. And I'm excited just to see where it goes. And I think there's just something universal, there's something powerful that we're tapping into just by inviting people to answer these questions. And so my hope is that that will continue in a few different mediums, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
My biggest dream was to marry my best friend and to move to the ocean, and that's exactly
My biggest
what
dream?
happened. So
To live an honest life as an artist that captures moments people can cherish.
My biggest dream is coming before God, knowing I made an impact.
Giving love back that I
crazy
can.
life that we have in LA happen.
I want to explore the world and inspire others to live, love, and share.
My dream is to live a balanced life of guidance and choice.
spread and feel joy,
reaching my
and
capacity
creative
to live the
and
ultimate
have
purpose,
ways
to live
using my
exactly not only what I was
talent.
created to do, but to exceed the expectations of that.